How much do you think you really know about a thing? Anything really. But in this case, we are specifically talking about martial arts. If you clicked on this video, you must have an interest on this subject. Now, where would you rank your knowledge? Would you consider yourself very knowledgeable, or even an expert? Or do you just know a little bit? If you tell yourself you're somewhat of an expert, could you be wrong? And what's wrong with feeling confident in your knowledge on a subject? Let's talk about it.
My name is Rad. I'm a gym owner, trainer, and martial arts instructor. Now, this effect that we're talking about in this video is very prevalent in martial arts. The effect is called the Dunning Kruger Effect. The Dunning Kruger Effect came about to describe a cognitive bias that we have where our brain tricks us into believing that we are truly awesome at things that we don't fully understand yet. This effect is very prevalent in martial arts and combat sports. But it's probably apparent in pretty much anything you do. If you really take a look around you at work or any other hobbies you might have, or anything really, you're going to see this cognitive bias exhibited by several people. Myself, as an instructor and a gym owner, I've come across it quite a bit. I've learned to really temper expectations or beliefs as far as my students and really help them humble themselves a bit. And that's why you hear this in martial arts a lot, where it's always referred to as a humbling experience, or you use it as a way to tell people that you will learn self-discipline and humility. There's several things that new students are always contending with. Sometimes, again, I've mentioned this before, they don't have a lot of self-worth, so you have to build them up. But then a lot of people come in with a bit of ego. Not in an extremely negative way, several people do have a bit of ego about them, or unjustified confidence. So martial arts or combat sports training tends to humble people so you can build them up with true confidence in their abilities and their knowledge. Through this effect, I've experienced students who have come in. I had one student who trained for a few months, and he was an intellectual type. He had multiple degrees, an engineer, a great guy. But he truly believed that he had gained so much knowledge in the art of Muay Thai that we were teaching him, that he would actually go online in forums and argue with instructors and people who were higher ranked or higher level of experience than him in various other martial arts. That is absolutely ridiculous. Number one, you don't do that. Again, be humble and be respectful. Those are very important pillars to being a good martial artist. But to believe that somehow in 3 months you have mastered what you're doing or understood it to a degree that you could go argue with other people, that's just insane. Other examples of the Dunning Kruger effect I've witnessed are, new students who tend to go around and criticize or judge other students who have been doing it longer than them, or who are of a higher ranking or just better skill set. But somewhere, somehow, in the small time they've been training, they've convinced themselves that they can pass judgment on someone else or criticize their techniques or their abilities. And that just shouldn't happen in general, regardless of your level. You should always either be looking to lift people up, looking to level set with the people at your level, or striving to be inspired by the people that are above you, and really just keeping an open mind all around. So what is this nonsense?
People with low abilities at a task surprisingly tend to overestimate themselves. When some people learn something new, they are highly confident because they know so little about that subject that as soon as they know a small amount, they think they know it all. People who stop learning at this point or set into a fixed mindset regarding their current expertise maintain a false sense of mastery. Sometimes these people can open their minds enough to continue learning, but then realize things are more complex, and they often lose motivation.
The Dunning Kruger effect is named after the two doctors who did the studies to try to explain this specific cognitive bias that a majority of the population experience. All of us are guilty of it. I've even done it before. Trust me, this bias is very prevalent in our lives, in our jobs, in our hobbies, and specifically online. What surprised me is there is a staggering amount of data that proves just how much we really think of ourselves, despite so many concerns that too many people have a low self-worth. Now, this is where things get tricky. Our own self-worth is not always tied to our belief in our abilities at a task that we deem ourselves awesome at. Let that sink in. You have met this person, haven't you? You've read their Facebook post, you've seen their tweets, you've seen their YouTube comments. Maybe you were judging them based on your own cognitive biases and your own belief in your self-proclaimed expertise. Here's what I'll say about all that, and this is something I truly believe and is what has helped me keep a solid growth mindset. And you can quote me, there are no experts. We are all just students with varying degrees of knowledge and experience. So what's the point of bringing all this up? I want you to take a beat, open your mind, and consider this quote, one of my favorite quotes from Socrates. The only true wisdom is knowing you know nothing. Be sure, guys, to keep a growth mindset and empty your cup to receive as much information as possible. From there, you can apply it where you see fit. But don't pretend, especially if you're a beginner or even an intermediate at what you're doing, that you are some kind of expert. Stay the student and you will grow beyond your peers. All right, guys, that's all for this video. I hope this sunk in. I hope you understood. That's just my take on it. And give it some thought. Thank you for watching the video as always. Please be sure to hit the like button, guys. It really helps us out, okay? And we'll keep this thing going for you guys, all right? We'll see you in the next video.